Good evening, folks. Welcome to Liberation Lighthouse, where we create a safe space to talk about trauma and take the stigma out of it. I'll be your host tonight, Rod. Unfortunately, my co host, Chris, is unable to make it tonight, but he does send his warm regards. On tonight's episode, we will be talking about Tai Chi and Qigong. Okay. Um, Let me get the screen share going and we will get, there we are. We will get started. So, Tai Chi and Qigong. Why are we talking about Tai Chi and Qigong tonight? Well, when you're dealing with trauma, when you're dealing with PTSD, when you're dealing with all these other issues, it's important to have different tools in your in your belt, right? We want to be able to calm ourselves down when we're triggered. We want to be able to not be triggered quite as easily. We want to be able to um, just better deal with life as it comes at us. And so by using these two different modalities, they're quite similar, but by using these modalities, we'll be able to better handle situations. So, Tai Chi is an ancient Chinese tradition that today is practiced as a graceful form of exercise. It involves a series of movements performed in a slow, focused manner and accompanied by deep breathing. It is currently used for stress reduction and a variety of other health conditions. Often described as meditation in motion, Tai Chi promotes serenity through gentle, flowing movements. In a previous episode, I mentioned that I was tricked into meditation and breathing when I started doing yoga back in college. Same idea. I find that, and I've been practicing Tai Chi with my wife this past week, and I have found that I am concentrating a lot on my breathing and just taking that moment out of your day. Those 5 minutes. If you choose to do one of those YouTube 5 minute Tai Chi um, exercises like I have, just those 5 minutes, it just seems to really put you in a calm space. And when you're suffering from trauma, anxiety, PTSD, depression, it is always nice to have that ability to go to this place of calm and soothing and just to be able to do that. Uh, Qigong, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, and I hope I am, is a form of gentle exercise composed of movements that are typically repeated, strengthening and stretching the body, increasing fluid movement, your blood, your synovial, and your lymph systems, enhancing balance, and I'm gonna mispronounce this word. I apologize for this. Proprioception and improving the awareness of how the body moves through space. Now, my understanding is Tai Chi really does use movement um, in order to get you to that place, where Qigong concentrates more on the breathing. Again, they are very similar. If you're an outsider looking in, they look almost identical. However, it is my understanding that Qigong uses fewer movements and concentrates a little bit more on the breath work in order to get you to that state of meditation, if you would, of moving meditation. So, Qigong can be thought of as movement you do for a certain situation, i.e., when you're being triggered. Um, one of the things that I like to do, or that I've been doing as I was being triggered, is when I was feeling amped up, I was able to go into separate myself from the area first, go into a room, uh, lay in the prone position, or sit down, Indian style, cross-legged, whatever you want to call it, and just meditate. And I found that sometimes that wasn't enough. It took me a little bit longer to find my center. With Qigong, it can be thought as movement that you do for a certain situation, i.e., when you're being triggered, as opposed to Tai Chi form. which is a series of movements that work on the entire body in a flowing sequence, i.e., you do Tai Chi to keep from being triggered, and then you might do Qigong when you are triggered. Okay. So this is according to Dr. Morrow from Piedmont.org. For example, Qigong can be one move that helps open the lungs. The practitioner will repeat that one specific move until he or she has felt the benefit begin to emerge. I.e., you are just repeating that. There's no i.e. You are just repeating that one move, whatever that move is. And again, this is one of those where I wish my co-host was here with me because he does qigong, and so we would have had the qigong side and we would have had the tai chi side, and we could have maybe compared them a little bit better. But this is my understanding of qigong based on the research that I've done so far. So, clinical research applications and the use of Tai Chi and Qigong. Here is when I tell you that there's a bunch of studies out there that have actually managed to come about from doctors and patients understanding that we need some kind of a medical justification to say people, yes, it does work. So the research is there. So there's a growing body of clinical research that has begun to evaluate the efficiency and safety of Tai Chi and Qigong. A systematic review of Tai Chi interventions published from 2011 found that 31 Tai Chi randomized control trials, or RCTs, that had been published from 2002 to 2007, and 11 different ones from 1992 to 2001. From that study of all that research that had been happening, the study concluded that the research demonstrated, and I quote, the research has demonstrated consistent, significant results for many health benefits in the RCTs, or the randomized control trials, evidencing progress towards recognizing the similarity or equivalence of Qigong and Tai Chi. This study found that 6,410 participants included across these studies showed some kind of a gain or benefit from it. The problematic issues that we had with research prior to this was that the Tai Chi and Qigong were usually related to very small sample sizes. They use different styles of Tai Chi and Qigong. Significant variance in practices and practice duration. Are you doing it for 5 minutes? Are you doing it for 5 hours? And the frequency. Are you doing it once a day, once a week, once a month? That kind of deal. Okay. So the differences in the study duration were the main issues with this. Because of the similarity of both Tai Chi and Qigong, and because clinical research has largely failed to differentiate between the two, this review considers the benefits of both. So they assume both to be equally beneficial, not one better than the other, both equally beneficial. So the health outcomes of Tai Chi and Qigong interventions, the randomized control trials have shown that Tai Chi and Qigong may improve bone density, cardiopulmonary health, arthritis, fibromyalgia, tension headaches, and other medical conditions. So, given the relationship between the physical and mental health, general improvement in physical health and reductions of chronic disease symptoms may help improve your mental health. So, the better you feel as far as your body physically, the better you feel mentally. So that it's a little bit of a cycle, right? You're going to feel down if your body is not feeling up to par, right? You're going to be a little depressed on a little down on yourself. So by having your body feel better, the mind follows. So chronic physical health problems are associated with stress, anxiety, depression, and a poor mood. Um, Speaking from my experience, I have an issue with my back. Um, as my back gets a little sore on me or it starts aching, I can attest that my mood definitely follows. When I'm feeling back pain, I tend to be grumpier. I tend to be more easily triggered. I tend to have uh, trouble concentrating. All the things that go along with chronic issues, the mind follows those. I find that when I stretch, and this is one of the reasons I began doing yoga for my chronic back pain. I find that when I stretch, not only does it help my back, but because I have been stretching, doing the yoga, and now adding the Tai Chi, I find that my mood is also, lifted. I don't, um, for example, I have been having a little bit of a back pain happening to me this past week, which it normally does. It comes and goes, ebb and flows, right? But by simply doing a little Tai Chi, the 5 minute Tai Chi meditations that I've been doing with my wife in the evenings before bed, I find that I'm not letting it get to me. I acknowledge that there's an issue with my back. I have been a little grumpy in the mornings or whatnot, but it's not to that same level of being triggered as it was before. Okay, so stretching, breathing, meditation. If it's through yoga, if it's through qigong, if it's through tai chi, stretching, breathing, meditation. Those seem to be the things that help me personally um, deal with my trigger, have a better overall mood, and honestly feel physically better uh, about myself. And as I said, if the body leads, the mind tends to follow. So I do feel better mentally if I am doing these three things: the stretching, the breathing, and the meditation, both through yoga and Tai Chi. I will be honest, I have not tried the Qigong yet. I look forward to trying it here in the near future. I just wanted to give Tai Chi a good run for its money this past week, just so I have a better idea of how that works. But from what I've been reading, Qigong is very similar, except for the fact that you do fewer moves and you get to that meditative state using one or two moves. So the psychological well-being. This is what we're interested in, right? This is the reason um, I've incorporated this into our show. This is the reason we are presenting this to you today. So, the evidence base for Tai Chi on a psychosocial well-being was evaluated in a meta-analysis published back in 2010 and a systematic review published in 2009. The meta analysis found 40 different studies with a total of 3,817 individuals reported at least one psychological health outcome from a search of 11 English and Chinese databases. 21 of 33 of the RTCs and NRSs. Don't worry about the acronyms, these are just fancy acronyms for the types of studies. They found that in community dwelling participants, between 1 hour up to 1 year of regular Tai Chi significantly increased the psychosocial well being, reduced stress, and there's a bunch of little percentages here on this slide. Um, Basically, an over 90% confidence interval, meaning it definitely was a causation, not a correlation. This was a reason for them getting better. Okay. It reduced anxiety, it reduced depression, it increased their confidence, and it enhanced their mood. Okay. So the review also concluded that Tai Chi appears to be associated with improvement in psychological well being, including reduced stress, reduced anxiety, reduced depression, and reduce mood disturbances. And if you have PTSD, we are prone to mood disturbances. I like that. I like those two words, mood disturbances. And it also increased our self-esteem. So the reviewers identified a subset of 8 high-quality trials that together included evaluations of anxiety, depression, mood, stress, general mental health, anger. Again, this is something that people that suffer from PTSD can be prone to. Positive and negative effects, self esteem, life satisfaction, social interactions. Again, if you're being triggered, chances are, um, like me, some of you may turn into Captain A Hole. And so your social interactions aren't always the most pleasant. Um, However, with a little Tai Chi, our social interactions can be improved a bit. And let's see, and self-rated health. So Tai Chi was found to have a significant positive effect in 13 out of the 15 studies and in 6 out of 8 high-quality trials. So earlier reviews have concluded that Tai Chi seems to improve psychosocial well-being, and this is according to www.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. That's a government website. Okay. So why do we care? It's something called quality of life, but not just quality of life, health related quality of life. What is health related quality of life? Well, health related quality of life serves as a comprehensive measure of patient well being, how good you're doing, and it reflects patient perceptions of personal health and life satisfaction over a period of time. So if you're always triggered, if you're always angry, guess what? You're always going to find things to be angry about. You're always going to find things that are going to trigger you even further. So your quality of life, as perceived by your own person, because we do live in our heads, may not be where it should be or where it could be, right? If you're always concerned about what the hell's going on and you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop at any minute, your quality of life probably isn't the greatest at this time. So, the quality of life measurement goes up when you perform Tai Chi and Qigong, as well as yoga, as well as meditation, as well as breath work. So, stretching, breathing, all the things that just get us to a better place in our head end up being better for us overall. All right, let's see if I didn't lose my place here. Let's see. It reflects patient perceptions of personal health and life satisfaction over a period of time. Individuals suffering from mental health conditions are particularly likely to report poor health related quality of life. A study comparing patients with common medical disorders to those with mental health conditions found significant differences in healthcare related quality of life between the two groups. Individuals with mental health conditions had significantly greater impairment of health related quality of life. The ability of Tai Chi and Qigong to improve the health related quality of life is an important consideration for treating patients with mental disorders, mental health, that kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with your brain. Don't misread or don't read too much into that. There is nothing wrong with your brain. This is just how they decided to put mental health in there. Okay, it's not a disorder; it's a mental health issue. So, although there is no evidence that Tai Chi and Qigong may be effective for a particular condition, they may still provide some benefit by improving the health related quality of life. Again, um, it's all about how you see yourself in this world, how you see the world around you. So Tai Chi and Qigong help you see um, the nicer things in life, the better things, and concentrate on those things instead of concentrating on the negative side. So anxiety and depression. So the study is evaluating Tai Chi and Qigong on depressive symptoms found that in 93% of the cases, uh, we had positive results. That is huge, right? So if you're suffering from depression and you decide to do a little Tai Chi, you have a 93% probability of feeling better. Okay. Another study, quote, and I quote, it is especially beneficial for cancer survivors because it enhances your immune system while relieving physical pain, anxiety, and stress. And this is a study out of www.piedmont.org. Okay. So it's not just for people with PTSD, trauma, anxiety, or depression. Um, and I'm guessing cancer survivors probably have some of those issues as well. Um, it is just the way life goes sometimes. And if you're going through cancer, if you're surviving any kind of illness, anything we can do to make ourselves feel better. I'm a big proponent of that. Anything we can do to make our lives just a little bit better. So my resources here, I looked at Pangu Qigong. It's just the type of Qigong that I read into. And if you'd like to read some more on that, you can go to www.pangu, Pangu.org. And if you like some more information on Tai Chi, I've included the link. We will include this in the show notes. It's www.Suzanne Nama, and I think she tried to throw namaste in there. Namat Thews or Susanna Matthews. There we go. I couldn't see that. .com /Tai Chi _Qigong for chronic stress, anxiety, PTSD, depression, sleep.html. And again, this is a live link. If you'd like to learn more about Tai Chi, feel free to hit Susanna Matthews and learn more about that there. Let's see now. And this was a short episode. Usually we have a little bit more time to banter, to go back and forth between Chris and I. Unfortunately, Chris is home, not feeling too well. So I hope you feel better. I hope that you'll be able to join us next week. And we have a question from Mr. Josh. And it says, how easy do you think it is to learn? Are you looking at spending a lot of time picking it up? Glad you asked that. The Tai Chi that I picked up this week was through YouTube. And I found a 5-minute Tai Chi exercise to do. Just take 5 minutes out of your day. And it's a little bit awkward at first because maybe you're not used to the moves, or you might be feeling like you're doing a Dragon Ball Z. Because some of the moves are very they're out there in kung fu movies and cartoons and that kind of thing. And once you get over that and concentrate on your breathing and concentrate on the moves, it is very easy to pick up. There's a couple of moves because it's a flowing exercise as you're going from one move to the other, where Qigong stays with that same move being repeated. But in Tai Chi, you are essentially flowing from one position to another. So that could be a little bit difficult when you're first starting. However, please stick with it. It's very easy to pick up. Our friend Josh asks us again, do you recommend learning it alone or with a partner? It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of the internet. That's the beauty of YouTube. Always having a partner with you is nice, but it's not necessary. So if it's just you and your phone or your tablet or your computer, and you're okay, and for some people they might feel silly doing it in front of others. So it's very doable by yourself. If you have a partner, well, now there's two of you on the boat, and you can um, you can converse. You can go back and forth. You can try the moves. You can see what your partner's doing. Maybe reflect on what you're doing to make sure that you're doing it right, so that at least you don't have to be in front of a mirror. Um, Again, um, it's very easy to pick up. So if you have a partner, your partner can keep an eye on you and give you notes on what you may or may not be doing, especially if that partner has been doing Tai Chi or Qigong already. If you don't have a partner, YouTube is not easy. It's not hard to find. It's easy to follow. It's easy to find the stuff that's out there. It's very easy to get started. I truly recommend Tai Chi because I've been doing it, and I would probably recommend Qigong just because my understanding is it's as beneficial as Tai Chi, and you got to keep an open mind. Gotta go out there and try these things because, well, the more things you have to do, um, the less things we have to worry about when we're being triggered, right? I definitely want to try Qigong for those moments where you're getting amped up and you need something to calm you and bring you back down. Um, like I said, I am a big fan of meditation. However, if I can learn something else to pull in my put into my tool belt, I am very much up for it. So maybe I'll be doing that next time. Let's see. Josh asks us again, how long per session do you recommend in order to get some of the benefits, i.e., 15 minutes, an hour, etc.? Honestly, it's however much time you have. Okay. I've been doing 5-minute sessions in the evenings, and 5-minute sessions, honestly, they calm you down. It doesn't have to be an hour, it can be as little as 5 minutes. It's I'm not promising 7-minute abs here. Some people might need to do a little bit more, but try it for 5 minutes, and if you enjoy it, try it for 10. If that's easy, try it for 20. Go for half an hour. Do the hour. However much time that you have and you are able to put into it, that is what you need. If you really enjoy it, go sign up for a class at the Y or something. Like I said, Tai Chi is low impact, very flowy. When I was stationed in Japan, I used to see construction crews. You got these big burly guys building giant skyscrapers and whatnot. And for their lunch break, right? I remember that part of their job, and it's kind of weird when you first see it. Part of the job is a bunch of guys out there in hard hats. All of a sudden, all of them stop. They form up in rows. Imagine military, they form up in rows, and they got a leader up front, and they all start doing Tai Chi. And I remember asking a friend of mine that was more familiar with the culture than I what that was about. And I was informed that apparently doing that Tai Chi for the 10 or 15 minutes that they had for a break actually reduced accidents on the job site. And it reduced injuries from people doing repetitive motions because even though it doesn't look like it stretches and warms up your body to do the manual labor. So this was definitely a learning experience for me because I was totally unaware of it. It looked interesting to me, but in those days, we didn't have the internet as we do now. There was no YouTube. So I was just kind of left wondering, and I was never able to take a class while I was stationed out there, mainly because I was on board ship, and if we were lucky, we'd be in for a couple of weeks at a time. So I never did get into Tai Chi back then, but thankfully I am into Tai Chi now. And Josh asks, I assume no uniform or specific attire is required. That is correct. Just wear something that is comfortable. If you are comfortable in jeans and boots, ain't nothing wrong with some cowboy Tai Chi. All right. I would recommend some loose fitting, comfortable clothes, just because the more comfortable you are, um, the easier it is to flow your moves. Right. If you're being constricted by pants that are a little too tight, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to flow from one move to the other. Not that the moves are um, gymnastic type moves by any way, shape, or form, but you want to be able to stretch to flow without being constricted. You are going to stretch. You don't want to rip those pants. You don't want to rip that shirt. I know everybody's got bulging muscles and just who was it? Hulk Hogan or whomever tore off the shirt. I don't foresee any of that happening. It's very low impact, uh, very easy to do. You see elderly people doing this in Japan all the time. So I am positive that if done carefully, um, you'll be able to do some Tai Chi or some Qigong without any issues. I would just recommend that you wear something more comfortable. Any other questions? Please feel free to hit that little button down there and join the chat. I will try to answer as best as I can. And Josh asks us again: Are there any tiers of proficiency, like different levels of belts in karate? To my awareness, no. To my awareness, there is no. I'm a fifth black belt in Tai Chi. Tai Chi, though sometimes considered a martial art, it is more along the lines of kind of like a yoga. So I guess you could be a yogi master in yoga. I'm not sure if there is a Tai Chi master or a Qigong master. Uh, if you know and you like to join us, please feel free to correct me. Again, there's just people that have done it for longer periods of time, and people that are just starting out. And um, there is no caste system, if you would, that I'm aware of. Maybe in deep China or in Japan, but I seriously doubt it. Any other questions? Well, I gotta say, this show went by really quick. I miss having a co-host to go back and forth and fill that time in. Sometimes that is it's kind of nice to have a partner that you can bounce things off of and you can have a good open discussion about. And I hope you feel better, Chris, and I hope that you will make it for our next episode. With that, much love to everybody out there. Please join us again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. If you'd like to learn more about Tai Chi and Qigong, we'll make the links available on our show notes. And with that, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I hope that everybody out there, whatever your state is, if you're going through anxiety, if you're going through depression, if you're going through PTSD, if you're going through trauma, or if you know somebody that is, feel free to recommend this show. Again, we want to create a safe space for all of us to come in and feel normal because we are. Okay? We are. This is just a phase in life, and much like every other phase, that too in time shall pass. Lots of love. Take care.